Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through how I created my DreamSnap for Hakuna Matata. And this is the outfit that I had created. And I am going to be basically extending out the build that I already have in the Sunlit Plateau. So let's go ahead and take a look at how I accomplished that. So the first thing we're going to do is start to incorporate some of the tags to help this area fit the DreamSnap requirements a little bit more. Half of my Sunlit Plateau was dedicated to Simba and Nala and Pride Rock. And with this build, I wanted to incorporate the new house that we got, along with more items that I could hide within here to help boost my tags, because this area wasn't built for tags, it was built for being the place that housed those characters. So what I'm doing is utilizing areas within my current build to add additional items that are not really visible to help boost tags, as well as utilizing the new house that we got to cover a bunch of tags. And I'd like to utilize the higher tag options first and then go down the list. And as I find things that are smaller, I try to place those in the spots between items that are bigger, as well as placing them on top of tables to help boost the tags as much as possible. And it is important to note that the further back in the photo, the more blurred it will become naturally, unless you utilize a certain filter to sharpen things. So a lot of these things that are not well hidden don't really show up in the build in the end. So that's what I'm doing here, is just trying to incorporate as many tags as I can, and then really focusing my efforts on including the hyena cave in the mid ground, and then also the firefly lighting that we have as well. So I have, the flickering lights coming off of the Dreamlight trees in the back. Later on, I will incorporate fireflies, and we have the lanterns from the Timon and Pumbaa quest line as well that I'll be incorporating throughout as well. And then again, hiding things behind trees and different objects to try to help boost the tags as much as possible. This was done very late on Tuesday, right before it was needing to be submitted, so I didn't spend a ton of time going through and adding in a bunch of things, because I really didn't have the time or the patience to do so. Not only do you have to have the tags in there, but also define the angles, the time of day, the characters that you want to try to get them. And when you have multiple characters like I was trying to incorporate into the DreamSnap, it's really hard to get them to do what you want them to do and to look cute in the photo. So I knew that that was going to take a while potentially, so I didn't want to spend a ton of time just junk piling tags. We still ended up with quite a few tags, but it's not over the 100 mark that I typically end up with, just because this is something that I was using a pre-existing build for, and I didn't want to change too much about what I already had. So I didn't have a lot of opportunity like I would normally if I was building something from scratch to junk pile a bunch of tags. So I feel like it's sufficient, more than what a lot of people do, but definitely less than the crowd that does 100 200s worth of tags per DreamSnap. But I really wasn't feeling the best and didn't have the luxury to just spend as much time as I wanted to craft that and make sure that I hit those tags. So that's all I'm really doing here, is again just junk piling all these tags. And we can fit in some bigger items like the Yzma thing back there in the back, because again, it's not really going to show through to the front. And then for the foreground, I knew that I wanted to incorporate a hammock and these little um, waterfalls, I guess you would call them, with the butterflies. I wanted to have the firefly lanterns on the bridge, I wanted one in front and then one to be visible in the back, which I did have to stagger it for it to show up in the photo. And then from here, I will be incorporating some of the clay pathing just so that my character isn't enveloped in grass. And then later on with the characters, I do use Timon as my hangout buddy because he is smaller and can get lost in the photo. I ended up trapping Pumbaa on the bridge, and then basically everybody that wasn't who I wanted to be in the photo, I trapped them. Well, not trap them, put up basically walls and little things to prevent them from coming into my DreamSnap. And then we did still have Scar, which you'll see later. I did imprison him so that he was not in the photo because to me, Scar does not embody Hakuna Matata. So we did end up getting Timon, Pumbaa, as well as Simba and Nala in our end shot. Along with our little companion, we did change over to the lion cub as well. So we ended up getting everybody we wanted to in the final shot. I was trying to go for a very sunlit type of photo, but ended up switching to night. I prefer night shots. I can't help it. It's a sickness at this point, I feel like. But it fit the theme that I was wanting, to be honest, because when I think of the Lion King, I think of the stars, and I think of them having the song "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" and about Simba's journey and how they were um under the stars together quite a bit in the show, so or in the movie. So I wanted to incorporate that into my build, and we ended up getting two different constellations as well as all the stars in the sky. The flickering of the fireflies looks even more magical, and it was basically like we were fishing under the stars with our friends, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. So I hope that it resonates with people and that they get what I was going for there. Um, and honestly, with everybody doing the bright shots and the blinding shots and all of that, I just like night shots. I can't help myself. So here we are just working on the positioning, fireflies, all of that. We end up accidentally removing the big rock there that was hiding that bed. Thankfully, I realized it before we ended up submitting the final shot. Here, I'm working on pushing characters around. I don't want anybody to be back behind there and kind of hidden, so I'm blocking that off. I am now imprisoning Scar so that he cannot come into the photo. I'm hanging out with Timon. We have trapped Pumbaa or will trap Pumbaa on the bridge. And then I wanted to incorporate a couple of these trees with the grubs on them. So we put one in the back here in the middle, and then I was working with one like beside me, but it just didn't look right. So we end up putting that one, I didn't want to cover the house, so we end up putting that one near the house, kind of overhanging over the river. And I think that it looks great. And this is the final shot that we end up getting. We have Timon kind of looking off in the distance. We have Pumbaa on the bridge, and of course our lion friends. 81 out of 6, 78 out of 5, 37 for Lion King. And we have, lastly, if it will submit here, 73 for Rustic. So pretty decent tags, and I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. So let's go ahead and take a look at that a little bit closer. And we are now in voting, so this is what it looks like in a smaller frame. And when you enlarge it, I think it really has something to it. I love the glow of the grubs on my outfit and the glow from the hyenas, all of the stars and the constellations and the fireflies. I absolutely love the way that this turned out. And even if it doesn't get 4K, if it doesn't catch voters' eyes with the brightness of all the other ones I've been seeing around, I'm okay with that because I absolutely love the way that this turned out, and being able to extend my sunlit plateau build a little bit to make this photo come together with what I already had and what I added. I, I'm very pleased with this and absolutely love the way that it turned out. So I hope that you like this video, and I will have another video coming up soon with my results from the last Dream Snap. And then I can't wait to see what you all come up with for the upcoming Dream Snap for Employee of the Month. So I can't wait to see all of that, and I will see you next time. Bye!